If you had baked a pie today, would you leave it on the window to cool?
Yeah, there's something really charming and nostalgic about that.
Yeah. You know, I live in an old house in an old neighborhood, and I have found myself recently doing, maybe I'm just settling into being an old man, but I've recently, I opened the shutters. We have the shutters in the mornings. I sit in the recliner. I took the evening news the other evening.
Took it?
Yeah, I took it. I'm real close to just baking a pie and putting it in the windowsill at this point. I have just nestled right into this.
Do it. What's holding you back?
Well, I guess not much.
There you go.
Let's
introduce our guest.
Okay, yeah, let's do that. Hey, welcome. How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Doing awesome. Go ahead and introduce yourself. Let everyone know who you are, where you're from.
I'm Paula Ernsthausen, and I work at the Toledo office, and I am the Director of Operations of Nursing in the office.
Awesome. Do the last name pronunciation for us.
Why don't you try it?
No. Zero
Are
chance.
you afraid?
Yeah, zero chance.
Okay. How about you? No?
Ernsthausen?
Close. Ernsthausen.
Ernsthausen.
Yeah.
Okay. You have to forgive me. We just met.
That's true.
okay.
Somehow I was not on your final interview. You're in Toledo. And so today's our first time getting to meet.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming down.
Absolutely.
Yeah, welcome in.
Glad to be here. So.
That's exciting. I was just asking before we jumped on the podcast. I was like, so what, because she volunteered, sometimes we have to volunteer people to come on, or hey, you got to come down and share your story. Her case, you jumped right in. It was like, hey,
did.
I'll come down, which is.
Thank you, Paula.
Yeah. This is, look at that. Big round of applause for Paula. All right. This studio audience has to calm down. Okay. That's.
Hunter,
Yeah.
you're out of control.
Yep. We're going to let your parents know if mom is not going to bring more food in. We're kicking you out of here.
If Mrs. Wade would make some pulled pork, could
It
you
would-
make a heartfelt plea to the camera, please?
We're so hungry down here, and it's the season for pulled pork. And so if you could find it in your time to do it, we understand. Hunter said he would come and pick it up. You don't even have to make the trip down here. And if you have any desserts or pastries you want to send with it, open to that as well.
Good job.
Yeah, thank you. So anyway, you are up in Toledo, and you work on the clinical director of operations side. Who do you work with up there?
I work with Ryan Hill,
Okay.
Mike Bell,
Yeah.
and Laura Suter.
What a cool group of people.
Yeah.
That's a
Yeah.
cool group up there in Toledo, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Did you know anyone over there before you came to work at the
No.
company? Wow. So you're just,
Nobody.
you're joining right in with the gang.
Jumped right in.
How's
Yeah.
that going so far?
Great, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, cool.
What's your day-to-day like, duty-wise? What are you doing?
Well, it's changed a little bit. So I was out doing the VA assessments, plus then I do the Medicaid passport. So I'm no longer doing the VA assessments as of, I think, about 2 weeks ago. So now I've been in the office more.
Wow.
So I'm, learning that
Yeah.
part of it. Which
Yeah.
I like both. I mean, I'm glad I get to do both. I like to still have that patient-client contact, plus I like the administrative side. So
Yeah.
it's like the best of both worlds for me.
That's awesome.
Are you doing any of the training of caregivers, or is that
Starting.
Laura?
So Laura does that now. She does the training. She goes up to Ann Arbor too, and I think Lansing. But now I'm going to start sitting in on the training, because then I'll be helping with that. So if Laura's on vacation, or maybe in Ann Arbor, and they hire a caregiver, and I can do the training because I'm there, I'll jump in and do that. So that's, yeah.
Until now, you've really just talked to clients, not really the caregivers that much, I'm guessing.
I would see some caregivers in the home when I make my visits, because I would schedule.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah.
I went through new employee training when we rolled that out. The operations team wanted to go through it, and we knew that Laura was doing such an awesome job. We drove to Mansfield, and she drove down, and we used their conference room, and we went through a full day of new employee training with her.
She's awesome.
Oh, she's
was awesome.
Yeah, I mean, you would think
She's
she'd been
got it.
teaching it for years.
Yeah.
We're like, this is.
She has got it.
Yeah. She does a
She's
great job.
great.
She is.
Really wonderful team up there. Great people. I don't know Mike super well. Ryan, awesome guy. I got to know him pretty well, and I've been at some meetings with him. But that's a great group. I think you're lucky to be there for sure.
Yeah.
Ryan has a lot of experience at this point. He's been around for a while.
Yeah.
In village caregiving years, as I say. That's we're a young company. I mean, got to be 2 or 3 years, I
2.
think.
I believe 2. Right?
2
It was
plus,
him and Austin, and
somewhere
then
in there.
Mike.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Ryan's a great guy. You got a
Yeah.
good team to work with.
I do. I'm very lucky.
What is the biggest surprise you have had since you started working at Village Caregiving?
The surprise, like my biggest surprise,
Yeah.
just I never heard of Village Caregiving. So to me, that would be my biggest surprise. And the amount of people that haven't heard of us.
Yeah.
So to me, I take that as a surprise because why haven't they? So Mike has been great going out. He drives around and goes to, like the assisted livings, wherever he can go, and he's getting our name out there. We just actually hired a caregiver who said she was sitting in the gas station wanting a caregiver job, and she Googled, and we were the first to pop up on the Google search.
That's good.
Yeah.
So I see what you mean. You thought that whenever you would go out to represent the company around Toledo, people would just know what it is, and they don't. Yeah,
right.
they don't.
No.
Well, we have to continue to do a good job of that, and then the industry as a whole really does too. I mean, there's still a lot of people that just home care, they don't even know what that means. It's not even on their radar.
Right.
And Village, we want to be a leader in
Yep.
educating everyone about what's available.
What's the restaurant we ate at in Toledo?
Tony Paco's.
Oh yeah.
Have you
Tony
had that?
Pacos.
Yeah,
Well,
we had
that's
some
that's
Tony.
a staple.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I felt real Toledo.
Famous. I always bring pickles home.
Yeah.
Did you get to sign the bun? Are you that famous yet?
No.
If you
God,
go
are
to
you
the
kidding me?
Go to the original. You
The day that I get to sign a Tony Paco bun, I'll know we've
put it on
made
the
it.
wall. Okay.
Let me see what I can do. Okay.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
I bought enough pickles, they ought to let me.
Well, they should.
I get my favorite are the hot ones.
Oof.
Sarah likes the sweet ones a little bit.
Yeah, I like the sweet ones.
Yeah, I'm saying.
The original is pretty garlicky.
Mm-hmm.
That's
They were
from-
famous on MASH.
Yeah.
So Jamie Farr's character, who's from Toledo,
He's from Toledo. He's Polish, and yeah.
they would always be trying to send back home to get Tony Paco's sent over to
Yep.
Korea.
The hotel that we stayed in had a little Jeep in the lobby. I guess they built the Jeep.
Well, Toledo, we had a Jeep plant, so yeah.
Makes sense. This is all aligning. See, not only do I have a vast knowledge of West Virginia, my Ohio knowledge.
He has been on fire for weeks on end. I will give him that. He's impressed me. He must have been, when they had that kidney stone
Yeah.
a while
Something
back,
happened.
he boned up in the hospital
Yeah.
with an encyclopedia or something.
I had the
It
O
made
and
you
the
smarter.
W. Yeah,
like
I think
geographically, right? Like
exactly.
all this, yeah.
It was a blessing, really, when you think about it. I couldn't see it at the moment, but now I can. So, you work in the clinical side.
Yes.
You're a nurse.
Yep.
What's your background? What in your career path led to Village Caregiving?
Well, we were talking earlier. I was a STNA for 15 years. Went to nursing school.
Yeah.
Been a nurse since 07, 08. Long-term care.
Yeah.
Years and years of long-term care. Then I was fortunate enough to become an ADON and had certification in wound care too. So
awesome.
kind of built my resume from there, and I loved it. I loved the administrative, but also still being able to take care of people.
Yeah.
So I like both. I can't just do one. I like to do both. So I was looking on Indeed. I was working in an assisted living facility on the floor behind a med cart for 14, 15, 16 hours, which, that's
Wow.
just the stress level, and it's grueling. So
Yeah.
I definitely wanted to get back to where I wanted to be in my career. So I saw it on Indeed and applied, and Austin, I think, called me probably a couple weeks later. And the rest is history.
Just kinda worked out that way.
Just worked out.
How do you? I mean, when we talk to folks, if we have a couple thousand nurses, assistants, and non-clinical caregivers that work across the country, and they're looking at this path of, will this lead to more? In your case, me and you have a similar background that way. We both worked as CNAs, ended up in nursing school, and life kind of went where it went. Would you recommend to your younger self, yeah, this is the right thing to get into? I met some nurses along the way. It's like, no, I wish I would have went a different way. I think the pandemic was hard on nurses, but are you glad that this was the path that your life took?
Absolutely.
Are you happy with it?
Absolutely. I would
Yeah.
have never. I don't ever second guess that or second. I never questioned that. Never. I'm glad I took the path I took,
Yeah.
being an STNA first. I think every nurse should build that foundation.
Sure.
I just do.
Yeah.
But no, I never questioned that.
I got you. Having that STNA experience, does that help you in your daily role that you do now?
Oh,
especially-
absolutely. I mean, it teaches you respect. I mean, compassion. You
Yeah.
have that bedside manner. And you kind of put yourself in their place. So when you become a nurse, I mean, you've been there, you know.
Yeah.
You've done it. I mean, I don't need to, if I'm with the patient, I don't need a caregiver or a aide to come and take them to the bathroom. I can do that.
Sure. You have that skill set.
I
Absolutely.
have that skill set, and still to this day I use that.
Yeah.
So
I get it. That's cool.
What about personally? Is there anything that you're trying to work on to develop yourself to become a better nurse at this stage of the game, or really just a better person in the office, leader, manager, person? Yeah.
I mean, we're always growing. I mean, so yes, I mean, obviously you're always learning, you're always growing, you're learning something new. I'm willing to learn something new and grow. I think that's great for our office. You know, I mean, just like training the caregivers, and I think they want me to do my CPR instructor license, doing that. I
Awesome.
mean, that's great too.
Yeah.
That's just another thing that will be able to do
Yeah.
and grow with. So, absolutely.
Where are you from originally?
Perrysburg, Ohio.
Right there
outside
around
of Toledo.
Toledo.
Yeah. Yep.
Were your parents grow up there too?
Pittsburgh.
Oh, wow.
How did they find themselves in Toledo?
My dad's parents lived in Ohio, so then my mom and dad moved back, and then my brother and I were born.
Makes
in
sense. Not uncommon. A lot of people. It's a destination state, Ohio is. So,
That's what I've been told.
yeah, a lot of people move there. So, is Ohio your favorite of the 50 states, you
No,
think?
absolutely
No?
not.
Okay.
I'm honest.
Yeah,
That's a
which
good
one?
question. What's number one?
Yeah.
There's a toss-up.
Hold on, time out. Why?
Even better.
Yeah, why was Ohio so freely not number one, but you can't decide number? Now I'm worried. Before you
there's a
answer your
toss-up.
favorite state, where does
toss-up.
Ohio rank in the 50
Actually, I just heard. I think we're like
for you?
I like that. I
Yeah.
heard nationally. Oh,
Yeah.
for me, Ohio,
Yeah.
where does it rank? Probably 5.
Okay.
Okay.
What's the 4 ahead of it?
Okay.
The
Let's
4 ahead
let's
of
go
it?
reverse engineer this.
Absolutely.
What's number 4? on
Okay.
this? We'll go up.
So Ohio is number 5.
Okay.
Number 4 is Florida.
Sunshine.
Being honest.
Sunshine, beaches.
Yep.
It has its pluses.
Number
Okay.
3
3.
is Tennessee.
Okay, I'm with you. We're
You're,
fine.
you're bringing him back.
Yeah.
Number 2.
Wait a second. Tennessee. That's the Smokies. That's
Yeah.
Nashville. That's
Appalachians, all that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
So you're more Eastern Tennessee than Western Tennessee. Nashville's over on the west side.
Definitely Eastern.
Okay. Yeah,
okay.
that makes sense.
All right.
So number 2,
Number
right?
2,
Pennsylvania.
because
What a
you have
sleeper.
family history of
Yes.
Pittsburgh.
Yes, and I love Pittsburgh. Love Pittsburgh.
Are you a Steelers fan?
Oh, absolutely.
There you go.
So you drive past
Where's my
Cleveland.
yellow towel?
Yeah, you drive past Cleveland to get to Pittsburgh, and okay. Continue on. Sorry.
Number 1, North Carolina.
And why is that?
It's just beautiful. I've been from Wilmington all the way to Franklin, like the whole entire state.
It's a great state.
I mean, just
It's everything Virginia wishes it was, but it's
it is.
not.
I just love North Carolina.
I'm real out on Virginia, so I'm allowed to say it.
North Carolina is beautiful.
It is.
It is,
It really
yeah.
is. Yeah.
Got a top 5 you want to rattle off? I
Mm.
don't before you even ask me.
Really?
I mean, I'll give something. I've never thought about this, though. It's cool that you have it that you've really thought about this
I've
before.
traveled a lot.
Yeah.
I've traveled a lot.
Would you ever consider moving
Yeah, that's the question.
to one of those states? Is that a plan later on? Or?
Well, my husband, he builds nursing homes, assisted livings, and hotels. So I have traveled. So I've
Yeah.
been to all these states and have lived in all parts of the states.
Oh,
So
you've
that's-
lived in them.
Well, we had a second home.
Yeah, right. Well,
Yeah.
you got some serious attachments
So
then.
yeah, so like Wilmington, Raleigh, Wake Forest, and
Gotcha.
Asheville area. So
Those are all great
Florida. I
places.
was in Florida for a couple years. So yeah, but yeah,
Mm.
I could move. I could definitely move and be permanent. Not Florida though, but
I don't think I visited enough states to say like this is where I would go. But I mean, probably Evansville.
Is that Indiana?
Yeah.
Are you from Indiana?
No.
Oh, what?
I there's been a couple podcasts over the last
Yeah.
while. We have an office in Evansville,
All
and
right.
I glow about how great of a town. It makes no sense that it's as great as it is, but Jeff gives me a hard time about it. That I have went maybe too far into my affection for Evansville, but that's fine.
Never been there.
You should go. It's nice. If you like Pittsburgh, you'd love Evansville.
Is there a Permanis? No? Why not? I don't know why.
Permanis is a Pittsburgh chain.
Yes,
You know
yes,
what Permanis is. Okay. What do you do with your time outside of work?
Oh, spent a lot of time up at the lake, Lake Erie, jet ski, boat. We have a camper. My in-laws live up there. Yeah.
I have family in Toledo.
Yeah.
They spend a lot of time. A popular vacation spot for them is Put-in Bay.
Clinton Bay, yep.
You ever been there?
Yeah, we're up at the lake. We're Port Clinton. We're right across from the bay. So
Okay.
we take our boat over there, jet ski over there.
I never
Jelly
have.
Roll just got stopped there
Yes,
after
he
a
did.
concert.
Yes, he
yeah,
did.
He got stopped by Coast Guard.
Coast Guard
stopped him.
For
pulled their
what?
boat over. It was just a random check. So every year, Put-in Bay holds Bash on the Bay,
Big
which
deal.
is
Yeah.
during the week. So Jelly Roll and Hardy were there. So Jelly Roll was coming back after his concert, and the Coast Guard pulled over their boat and did like a safety check. And I'm sure they were doing everybody just because of all the
Yeah.
boaters.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Favorite movie?
Yeah, don't laugh. But you can laugh, but
I plan
I have
to.
two. I have two.
Okay.
I'm gonna laugh no matter what now because I don't want to give away anything you say. I'm gonna laugh at it.
Okay,
Nah.
so the Christmas Story and the Goonies.
Ah,
Yeah, I'm an 80s
I was
kid.
just at the
I'm
Christmas Story house.
Those are
Isn't
great.
that
Yeah,
awesome?
Yeah,
Love
you've
it.
been?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
like multiple times.
Where
yeah.
is it?
It's in Cleveland.
Yeah. We ate at Grumpy's Cafe, and
Oh,
then
did ya?
like 2 blocks away was the Christmas Story
Yep.
house. We go there. It's like August. We go there. There's a line
Yeah,
outside,
yeah.
and the gift shop is huge.
Across the street,
Yeah.
the museum and they still have the museum there.
Yeah,
'cause
museum.
It's been like 2
they
years
have the
since I've
fire
been there.
truck
Yep.
and all. Yeah, it's
Yep.
wonderful.
Well, those are great movies.
Yeah, they
How
are.
can you? Nobody can not like those.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Christmas Story.
I'm
house.
corny.
My wife went to where they filmed Goonies out in Oregon
So did I.
earlier this year.
Look at that.
Yep.
How
Yeah.
was that?
Astoria.
Yeah. that's
my
right.
my boys live in Eugene, Oregon, and I have a
Really?
really good friend that lives in Newburgh. So when I went out there the very first time, we took a road trip and went to the Goonies house and went to Astoria.
There's a sign and everything, right? This
Yeah,
is-
because when you pull up you just park on the street. I mean, there's like no like guest parking. You just
Yeah.
have to find a spot, and
Right.
then if you make a left, it's a private drive because there's the 2 houses that sit there, the Goonies house and the house next door. So there's a sign, but it's just more of, just respect
Yeah.
the house, stay off the porch, that kind of thing. But it's very cool.
So you've been to Eugene, and it's not in your top 5. Really? I've
Have
not-
you been to Eugene?
No, I've never been to Oregon, but
Okay.
all the states that you named were on the East Coast.
Yeah. I'm definitely East Coast.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, West Coast is gorgeous.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, but no,
Just not for you.
no. But it's beautiful to visit.
I'm working on my list.
Oh no.
Can
Oh,
I,
you're 5.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Can I go with a couple questions?
Yeah.
Yeah. So are you a big animal person?
Yes.
Really? What kind of animals you got going
I
on?
have 2 dogs and
Really?
a cat. Mhm.
Oh, wow. Do they get along okay?
Oh yeah.
2 dogs, cat. Why do you think cats and dogs don't like each other?
I don't know. I think cats like to be in charge, the boss.
Yeah,
I think that's a lot of it.
I see.
I don't know. What do you think? I don't know. It's just.
I don't
weird-
know. There's something going on there. Something happened back in the day, and they've been warring with each other ever since. My dog lived with a cat.
Mm-hmm.
We would go outside, and she'd act like she'd never seen a cat before.
Yeah,
and
that's
want
how
to
my
eat it.
dogs
And I'm
are.
like, what are you doing?
My dogs are the same way, but now my cat isn't. My cat loves dogs.
Yeah,
So if somebody brings their dog over,
yeah.
she's like,
let
"Hey,
me get around this.
I love you." Yeah,
Fascinating.
it's just weird.
Do you know why cats and dogs don't get along?
No,
Yeah, I don't either.
I don't.
It's a fascinating thought, though, when you think about it.
I mean, do they really not get along any more than a cat and a squirrel don't get along? I mean, they just kind of play around, chase each other around. I don't know that there's animosity broiling in their soul.
No, there's long history there.
Really? Okay.
Yeah,
there's a
'cause
lot going
what's
on.
the saying? You fight like cat and dogs.
Yeah, fight like you don't hear that.
Yeah.
Fight like cats and
Yeah.
squirrels. You've never heard that. And those
Well-
are two ferocious little animals.
We could get that going. Why
true.
not?
It's true.
Fight like cheetahs and zebras.
Oh, I don't think that's much of a fight.
Well, if a cat fights a dog, the cat's going to win that too. Scratch a dog's eyes out.
I think some YouTube videos would show you otherwise.
Well, that's not a fair fight then, probably. Okay, let's move on from this.
Okay.
Let's see, Paula. What would you be most proud of to accomplish in your career?
Wow, that's a good question, Jeff.
I don't think there's just any most proud. I think I'm proud of what I'm doing now in the
Yeah.
moment, and then learning something new that makes me proud. It's just evolving and growing.
Have you always been
I
a
mean, I'm-
learner like that? Like you always wanted to keep growing? I know a lot of
Yes.
people kind of get
Yes.
just kind of leveled out in their career and
Yeah.
stuff, but you're
Yeah. I mean, I love to learn. I love to do new things.
Yeah. Well, you had said before the podcast that's one of the reasons why you agreed to come down and
Yeah.
do this.
Yeah,
You're like,
absolutely.
I just like to try new things.
I do. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think it's just it's good for the soul. It's good for your psyche and just everything. Just
Is your husband that way as well, or you guys are balanced each other?
we balance each other out.
Okay, he's like, we're not doing that.
I don't go in public with him a lot.
I see.
He's very obnoxious.
Oh my!
Oh yeah.
You're like,
I've perked up
I'm being
now.
honest.
No,
I'm the one that says, if my husband's coming, I'm going to apologize to you.
Wow.
I'm sorry for whatever he says or whatever he does. But he's
Yeah.
a great guy. He's so much fun. But we
And
balance
not
each other out.
obnoxious in what
Yeah,
way?
we need
Because
more
he's very, very
information.
blunt and just honest,
He's
or
fun. He's just funny, but he's loud. He's German. He's full German. He's tall, so he's very loud. Construction, so he's not quiet, so he
Okay.
could
well, I can't
sometimes
hear well anyway.
say
Yeah.
inappropriate things.
This
you know,
is getting better and better.
Yeah.
I love this guy.
Yeah,
What's your
he's
husband's
a lot
name?
of fun. Troy.
Troy.
Yeah, they call him T-Roy, Big Daddy.
T-Roy.
This is great. I want Troy. I hope to meet you sometime
Yeah.
soon.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wonder if he could come to Orlando.
Maybe the annual meeting's December the 9th,
I know.
10th.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, something we could talk about.
Maybe not.
Well, I'll think about it.
Okay. Okay.
She's not gonna let me see this part of it. She's like, no, it's employees only. You can't come.
In your profession as a nurse, and you talked about you were an STNA,
Mm-hmm.
and that being a good background, what is one myth that people have about your profession?
A myth about my profession.
Mm-hmm. Something that's
I've got one.
something that is misunderstood about what nursing is like or nurses are like.
You go first.
You want me to go
Oh,
first?
I've got one. Yeah.
Oh, that we're I mean, we're compassionate, but kind of like I think some people think that we're overly compassionate and we don't know how to hold our own. Like in a situation where we have a patient that's being obnoxious or mean and we just kind of coddle to it, but we don't. We hold strong. We hold our own. We have a backbone, I guess. That's the word I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Backbone.
Well, that's a very, very healthy, integrated way to be.
Yep.
Can't get walked all over.
No.
What's
absolutely
your
not.
answer?
Sometimes when life happens and either bloody, gory, disgusting situations happen, people will say, "Oh, you're a nurse."
Yeah.
Yeah, before that though, I was a human, and that's still disgusting.
Yeah.
Like I can stomach it. I'm not going to throw up because
Paula
of it.
is agreeing hardcore
Yeah,
with you.
you just get a lot of like, "Oh, they're a nurse." Like I am, but put your shirt back down. I don't like. We don't need to see that. It's fine. You have like use telehealth for that, buddy. I don't need to see that.
Like the classic dinner talk.
Yes.
And they start talking about gross stuff.
Yeah.
And we see it, we endure it all day. We don't want to.
I
And they're
don't.
like, "Oh, you're a nurse. You've heard
Yeah.
about it." Yeah, but I want to eat my dinner.
You're not gonna make
what
me
you're hitting
sick,
on those
but-
is I think common to many professions. It's that we don't want to have to do our job all the time.
Yeah.
I get asked to do a will for people all the time. I mean, I'd rather not.
Yeah.
I'll do it if you're
I'm actually glad you brought that up.
right. Same thing. What professions don't have, like, I can tell you which is the worst. If you work in IT, people constantly want you to fix their computer. Come here to my house, my network's not working, right? That has to be the worst one.
I would assume being a cop, you probably don't get a lot of that. Like,
Engineer.
Yeah.
Hey, I need this bridge built because, as Aaron says, everything comes back to
everything is connected.
right. That they can't get asked for much. Build me something.
Yeah.
That's a good one. If you are handy with your hands in like a contractor world or something, you're probably going to get asked for a lot of repairs.
Oh yeah.
Probably a funeral home director. Not a lot of questions. They're like, hey, could you come here and look at this real quick?
That's probably the least called. I would hope that's the least called profession on the side.
Yeah, I got a couple of dead fellas over here.
Can you come and bump?
I need you to come take a look at them.
Oh, Charlie, I'm so glad you're here. I need you bad.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Let's see.
Zookeeper.
Well,
Vet. I bet they get hit up a
oh
lot.
my
I'm sure.
gosh, yeah. Like, hey, does this look normal? Like, I don't know.
I would so call if I knew a vet. I would
Yeah.
be on the phone all the time. Like,
I
hey,
do
my
s-
dog, my
yeah.
cat. I mean, I just would.
I was making a joke of it, but I bet you guys do have to be one of the top professions to get nagged
Oh, yeah.
with requests like that all
Oh,
the
yeah.
time. I've got something on my back right now if you want to check it out.
I would say I love when I get to be a resource to people, but it's the spontaneous, like I'm not going, if something weird happens, you're going to be like, oh, okay. That's whatever. But when they know you're a nurse, they're just like, oh, get on. And I'm like, no, you got to at least ask for consideration.
What do you say, really? Do you say no?
No, I just,
No.
go
Just
with
do it?
Yeah. I mean,
Just
because
do
it's
it.
just life.
Well,
And then you followed up with, call your doctor.
Yeah.
Well, now wait a minute. There's that backbone we were just
Yeah,
talking about.
yeah,
You
yeah,
might
yeah.
need to give them a kind no
Yeah.
sometimes.
Yeah.
We probably all know nurses that would, but
I think you're overly compassionate.
yeah, it's probably a thing.
Yeah. Well, we're nurses, right? We can't help it.
Yeah.
Okay, we got some time left.
Yeah.
You want to do some fun questions?
Sure.
As if they
Absolutely.
weren't already. Make sure there's nothing else I want to ask. Favorite TV show that's on right now? Do you stream stuff or?
I Netflix. I don't watch a lot of TV, but I do have Netflix shows. So I'm watching Psych right now. I think it's from like 2004.
It's okay. The old ones hold up.
Yeah. Rewatching Lost.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So that brings back some memories like way.
Is it the first time you've seen it since it was on?
Yes.
It's pretty good. At least the first few seasons. Anyway.
Yeah. And it's like, I remember you have to wait every week, and then you'd have to wait 6 or 5 months for the next season to come out. So now they're just kind of flowing, and it's kind of funny. It's like, oh, I don't have to wait.
Yeah.
So
Do you remember what happens in every episode?
no,
I
it's
didn't either.
been, I mean, I can't remember when it came out, but some of it I remember as I'm watching it, like, oh yeah, I remember. And then some of it I'm like, yeah, I totally forgot about that.
Right. Let me ask you this. Would you rather use a knife for self-protection or pepper spray for self-protection?
Well, it depends on what I'm protecting myself against. I could use both.
I'd prefer pepper spray. My hands
But
off assaulted.
I would probably pepper spray to start with.
I would be very worried if I had to use a knife
Yeah,
for self-protection
that's what I'm
because this 50% this person is going to take it from me and stab
Yeah.
me to death.
Yeah.
What in the world? Would you rather have the world reset back to tribes or be a part of modern civilization?
Oh, wow. I mean, that's not that crazy of an idea.
Definitely modern civilization. Yeah. I just had like this mental picture of me in a tribe, and I don't think I could do it.
I think that has to be the most popular answer, whether we would like to admit that or not, because guess what? We did it.
Yeah.
We could have just done the first one.
Right.
Yeah, I'm going to go with that.
Okay. Well, how about this? Would
Yeah.
you rather travel the world when you retire or take care of your grandchildren when you retire?
Oh, my grandchildren.
Would you
Absolutely.
like to travel?
I do. But,
You like those grandkids more?
I don't have them yet.
Yeah,
but
but
when
you-
I do,
yeah.
absolutely. I can travel now until they come.
What about you?
Well, I mean, my kids are still at the house, so I'm still trying to figure that out. Don't make me pick today, though. It was a rough morning for school, I can tell you that.
Cameron, Rachel, my two loving children.
Love them so much.
Should you see this?
Yeah.
When you have kids and I'm traveling,
God.
you just let them know Pop, we'll see them on the holidays.
Oh, you're going to send some cool gifts, though. There won't be a birthday go by. This guy knows everyone's birthday.
Aw.
There won't be a birthday go by.
I don't know Paula's. What is your birthday?
When is my birthday? July 24th.
I'm going to try to stash that away.
Is anyone else's July 24th that you could pair her with?
Nope. Wow. Okay, got it.
It's in there forever.
Would you rather have a strong headache, 10 out of 10 pain, for 1 hour, or have everything in your entire body hurt 5 out of 10 pain for 3 hours? Intense 1 hour headache, splitting, or your whole body is a 5 out of 10 ache for 3 straight hours.
Definitely a headache for the hour.
I'm taking the general body ache.
I'm going to go general body ache as well.
I'm a long-suffering type guy. It's biblical.
If you could only listen to either Beyonce or Britney Spears music for the rest of your life, which one do you take?
Oh my gosh. I would have to say Beyonce.
I'm going Britney.
I'll say Beyonce.
Mm-hmm.
Can you sing us a little Britney?
Yeah, please.
Nope. Does she? No.
Give us a deep cut, Britney.
Nope. What if I had this real weird knowledge?
I'm not sure he doesn't. Don't you know that I'm toxic?
Hey, we were about the same age coming up, you know?
I like this one. Would you rather die of starvation or die of overeating? Those are the only two choices.
I would say overeating. I love food. I love to
how
try
do you even
different food.
overeat? Do you founder yourself like a dog?
I don't know.
You know that word means founder?
I think is it founder?
It's founder.
This is a big time word my dad would always use. And then I started wondering, does anyone else say this?
Yeah,
or
horses can do it. You have to be careful with horses.
Okay. All right, I'm done with questions.
Really?
Yeah, we went through a half a dozen. I'll give you one last one.
Okay.
I don't know what some of these even mean. Would you rather be the designated driver and stay sober for a night, or walk 10 miles home with your whole group of friends?
Oh,
10 miles is a long way.
it is a long way to go.
I'd rather be the D&D. Just to
Okay.
make sure people get home safe. I mean, if there's a group already walking, they don't need an extra, so.
I'll say this. There's nothing more annoying than to be sober with a group of drunk friends.
It's fun.
Man.
I know.
Lead a man to drinking.
Oh, I'm going to be the DD in this scenario because I'll be transparent here. If I've had enough to drink that I don't feel comfortable driving home, I ain't walking no damn
Yeah.
10 miles anyway.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
I mean, I don't even think I'm capable of it. I'm just going to sleep in a ditch, I guess. Like, I'm not. Are you kidding me? How long would that even take?
Yeah.
How often do you think people actually sleep in a ditch?
Not as often as they used to. Used to be a lot of ditch sleeping.
A lot
going
of
on.
ditch sleeping. They even keep them cleaner now.
Why was that the place that you slept?
Well,
In a
I think
I
ditch.
never slept in a ditch.
I think
Now I
that's just
slept
where
in the
you-
front yard,
Okay.
but not in a ditch.
maybe that's just where you ended up. You know what I mean? You fall in the ditch.
Yeah,
and
maybe.
Sleepy sleep.
I don't know.
Yeah, I guess you just had to walk a lot more back then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot more people to be eligible to walk in a
Yeah.
or sleep in a ditch. Okay, all right. Any final words of wisdom to leave us with, Paula? Thank you for being here today.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me. It was great to come down and meet everybody. Final thoughts of wisdom, definitely just when you get up, do your best. Keep striving, to have a good day, and love working for Village Caregiving, and I love my office and my peeps that I work with, and yeah, absolutely.
They are a great group.
We're a good group.
I know. I need to get back up. Tell Michael and Ryan and Laura that we will be there soon.
Awesome.
I know I'll
We would
be
love
there.
to have you guys.
Austin is getting married there in spring, summer. I forget the
Oh,
exact,
okay.
probably June, I think. So I know I'll be there in the next 9 months or so.
Okay.
I bet he's going to be so handsome.
Oh, he looks like he's could play tight end for some team. He's gotten so buff and big.
I talked to him on the way down here. I said, "You're a handsome fella."
He's a good-looking guy.
He is.
It's
Well,
'cause-
okay.
It's because we're kin.
Yeah, that's it. Well, cheers.
Cheers. Thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers.